This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the 2025-26 run of Elan's Matchup Maximizer, a podcast hosted by me, Elan Dubrovsky, where I take a look at next week's NHL schedule, try to figure out who are the teams and players on those teams that we should be targeting to get the most games played from our streamers so that we can win our head-to-head matchups. The name of the game, once again, is that we're looking for teams playing on off days so that when you add the player, you'll actually be able to fit that player into your lineup, get a number of games, and obviously, let's try to get some players who are going to get some points for us. So we'll look at players in good spots on their rosters or on hot streaks, or if there's some indication that they're going to do something good for you. This is a big week, right? Week 3. I feel like if you're 0-2, it's getting close to a must-win, right? If you're 2-0, maybe are we building a wagon here? If you're 1-1, come on, let's get back over 500 here. So we need to do something to get a W next week. This is October 20th to October 26th. Here's what we're looking at. Okay, a pretty standard week in the NHL. Finally, okay, we've got Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday as the busiest days. Tuesday, marginally busy. There's only 20 teams playing. So you know what? You might be able to fit a Tuesday person. I'm going to assume you will. Okay, there's 32 teams in the league. Only 20 of them are playing. So let's call Tuesday a light day. But again, obviously, you've got to set your roster. You got to look and see where your openings are. Maybe you could only fit a left wing. Maybe you could only fit whatever, so you got to check, okay? So Thursday, then you've got 24 teams playing. Saturday, 26 teams playing. Then our Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday are all pretty light. Sunday, there's 16 teams playing. If you just have a really weird luck, you could potentially be full on Sunday. Probably not, though. So we're going to be aiming for teams playing, not Thursday, Saturday. And hey, if you can avoid Tuesday, even better, right? Okay, so let's take a look at who have good schedules for us, and we'll dive into that. By the way, I'm recording this Saturday night. It's around 10 p.m. Eastern. I know I normally do this on Sunday. I got my kid's birthday party tomorrow, and I got to prep the mega show. So I figured I should just try to knock this out. I waited till 10 so I can get the early games in. But yeah, there's still some games that haven't started yet, including, unfortunately, the Calgary Flames playing Vegas. And I say unfortunately because Calgary does have the best schedule of the week. They're the only team that plays 4 times, avoiding Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. They play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So you're going to want to get some Flames. Any Flame player that you add, you're getting all 4 games almost for sure. I wish I could give you today's results. Check yourself, right? Check if the line stayed the same. But the big news today is that Jonathan Huberdeau is back. He's been slotting in practice and in warmups on the top line with Kadri and Joel Farabee. You're probably not going to be able to add Huberdeau. He is 35% rostered. Maybe if you're in a shallower league, I would definitely go grab Huberdeau. How could you not want Huberdeau for a 4-game off-day week? He's good, right? He's not incredible, but he's pretty good. He's your best streamer for sure by far. Okay, so get Huberdeau if you can. If you can't get him, if you're in a league like the Cupful, 16 teams per div, 18-man rosters. So it gets tough out there, but there's still some options, including another guy I just mentioned, Joel Farabee. Actually, no, he just got taken. Beers United in my Cupful division just took Farabee and Frost today. I guess looking at that schedule for next week. Glad I'm not playing them. But yeah, Farabee on the top line. He hasn't done too much, but he hasn't been so terrible. 2 points in 5 games. In that last game on Wednesday, he did have 4 shots, played 19 minutes and 50 seconds. I guess we'll have to see what the power plays look like. But, you could do that for yourself, but Farabee seems to be in a pretty good spot. So with that being the top line, who do we want? I like Coronado still. I guess Coronado hasn't been as awesome as I sort of suggested he might be this season. He has 1 2-goal game, and aside from that, super quiet. So I don't know. Maybe it's just like a big blob of guys after that. You've got Blake Coleman. I like Blake Coleman. I've got Blake Coleman. I don't even consider him a streamer. I'm for the short term anyways, planning on holding him. He's solid enough as a bottom of the roster guy. But if you can get Blake Coleman, he's got, a couple goals in 5 games, a lot of hits. A lot of them came actually only in 1 game, and then 1 or 2 hits the other games. He had 2 or 3 shots every game. I feel like you're getting something, and you never know if within 4 games you're taking 2 or 3 shots a game, maybe 1, maybe 2 if you're lucky, go in. Maybe he can grab an assist there. Coleman's been playing on that line with Backlund and Honzek, at least today in warm-ups. So, then I've got another line of Frost, Sharangovich, and Coronado. So, like I said, I like Coronado. You're probably not getting him. If you can, I'd still believe in him. Otherwise, I guess you go Morgan Frost, who's the center. Frost was on the top power play in the last game for Calgary. But again, this is without Jonathan Huberdeau. And again, you'll just want to have to check. It was Kadri, Frost, Farabee, Coronado on the top power play. So Frost and Farabee, both potential streamers, both on the top power play. One of them is likely getting bumped for Huberdeau. If I were to guess, it's probably Farabee, which means Frost, if he sticks on the top power play, I don't mind that. So I guess you're looking at Frost or Farabee in deepish leagues, and then you're going for a Coleman or a Huberdeau if you're lucky, or a Coronado in a shallower league. And I think those are your targets. Zane Parekh, let's see how he does. He hasn't had a good start. He's played 3 games and benched twice. Hasn't really had anything to show for it, but you never know. Sometimes players take a little bit of time to ease in, and he obviously has a high pedigree. If you want to take a swing, but I don't know if he's going to play for sure, but if Zane Parech's been dropped, maybe you go for a Zane Parekh just to see if there's something there. Maybe you get for the Monday, Wednesday, then you can always move on. Obviously, if he's getting benched, maybe wait to find out if he's going to play for sure. But there's some upside you can get there. Uyghur hasn't been like that great. Weird, right? Only 1 assist so far in 5 games. Not even that many shots. I thought that was Uyghur's thing, like a ton of periffs. So I wonder if something happens there. Maybe he'll just bounce back and be fine. That's the most likely scenario, but maybe they get Parekh more ice time. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that's the Calgary Flames. They've got that best schedule of the week. Then we've got a couple teams playing, and when I say couple, I mean 4 teams playing 3 times, avoiding the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So let's go through those. We could start with the New Jersey Devils. They go Tuesday, which I said is pretty light. So if you could fit Tuesday, you're getting 4 games, right? Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. If you can't fit on the Tuesday, you could always just wait and grab your New Jersey streamer for the Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. The question is, who are you going to go for on New Jersey? One thing that's going on is that Stefan Nason is apparently going to be back soon-ish. So that could change up everything with the lines. The lines have been Meyer, Hischier, Mercer, and then Hughes with Bratton, Palat. I'd imagine Nason goes into the bottom 6. Maybe those lines don't change, but the top power play, which they've had Dawson Mercer and Timo Meyer kind of taking turns as the 4th forward with Hughes, Bratton, Hischier. So maybe it's just like Nason just bumps both of them, and maybe this whole I wonder if it's going to be Mercer, I wonder if it's going to be Meyer. Maybe it's no, they're just both keeping the seat warm. So I think Nason isn't too bad. If he comes back, you see him on top power play. He was solid enough in that spot last year, at least for a streamer, maybe not for a full-time hold. But yeah, in terms of players you're going to be able to add, I guess the other big name that's less than 90% roster would be Dawson Mercer, right? Who just scored a goal today in the 5-3 win over Edmonton. That's now a 4-game point streak for Mercer where he has 5 points. That's 5 points in 5 games total. Good schedule. What do you want, right? That's pretty good. This is the kind of advice that's easy for me to give. Go for the guy with 5 points in 5 games, only 8% rostered on Yahoo. Great schedule coming up. Even if he's not on the top power play, he's been playing on a line with Hischier and Meyer, which is pretty good. If you're playing in the top 6 in New Jersey, being centered by either Hischier or Hughes, you're going to get some points. I guess unless you're Andre Palat, somehow he knows how to avoid points. What has Palat even done actually this season? I'm trying to even find him. Is he not even listed? Okay, Yahoo goes to 2 pages, and once you get to 0% rostered, Palat somehow is 0% rostered, has only 1 assist in 5 games, even though he's been playing on the top line with Bratton Hughes. So that goes to show I'm not going to disagree with the masses there. I would definitely take Mercer over Palat, not even a question. I don't think I would have any confidence grabbing Andre Palat. But aside from that, there's not really anyone else for me to recommend. You got your bottom sixers. Gritsyuk was a fun guy in training camp that people were getting excited about. He's been okay. He's got a couple points, 3 points now in 5 games, but low minutes, bottom 6. Yeah, I think you're looking for Mercer. You're looking for maybe, like I said, Stefan Nason. And otherwise, there's no one worth grabbing. Dodonov was there for a minute, but he's injured. So that's it for him. Okay, next up with a good schedule, let's go to the Minnesota Wild. They go Monday, Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday. So I like a good early week stream. If you can't fit on Saturday, which you probably can't, you could always just get the Monday, Wednesday, then move on to someone else. The guy that jumps out is Vladimir Tarasenko, right? He's having a great start in Minnesota. I believe he got another goal today. It was a 2-1 overtime loss to Philly, just ended recently before I started recording this. He scored the lone goal for Minnesota. That brings him to 5 points in his last 5 games, 5 points in 6 games on the season. Not many shots for Tarasenko, but he's playing on the top power play with Kaprizov, Boldy, Ek, himself, Ziv Buyum. That's good, okay? Get the Monday, Wednesday from Tarasenko. I feel like that's also kind of a no-brainer. Just what was my other no-brainer? Mercer? They're both no-brainers. I feel like good, unless you're in a super shallow league, probably one of them is taken already. So grab the other. If you have to choose between the two, get Tarasenko for Monday and then maybe switch to Mercer for Tuesday, Wednesday. How about that? Was that me cheating a little bit? I guess Tarasenko I like a little better just because he's on that top power play with Kaprizov and Boldy. I think that would be the tiebreaker for me. So that's an easy one. Go get him. Trev, mark it down as one of my streamers of the week here, especially, again, like I said, if you're able to fit... this is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, yeah, get for the Monday, Wednesday, then reassess. Maybe he turns into a hold for you. He hasn't been available in a couple division for a while. Oh, also Beers United. Who's this Beers United that's grabbing all the good streamers? I'm really glad I'm not playing Marek. Jeez, I'm really happy to not be playing Marek. He's got 2 flames. Got now Tarasenko here with a good schedule. Yikes. Probably going to win next week. Okay, well, I guess it depends on who his studs are. But anyways, no one cares about that. Okay, I'm sure some people in my division probably care. What was I saying? Minnesota. Is there anyone else aside from Tarasenko to go for? Okay, if you're in a shallower league, Marco Rossi, only 30% rostered. He isn't getting the best deployment. He is playing with Tarasenko at even strength, not on the top power play. So there's a reason, I guess, why he's only 30% rostered. To get an assist today on that Tarasenko goal. I guess was at even strength. It's not so bad so far. 5 points in 6 games from Marco Rossi. Not many shots. I don't like that. I think I'd go Tarasenko over Rossi, which is not something I expected to say going into the year. Aside from those two, Ryan Hartman was a guy I was looking at going into this week. Hasn't done much, so I hope he didn't. He had the Monday, Tuesday, and he got 5 shots in one of those games. But yeah, nothing for Ryan Hartman, so not so interested in him. Though maybe he has shown he can have a big shot game. If you're in a super deep league, maybe you're looking at a Ryan Hartman for the Monday, Wednesday and go from there. But yeah, that's probably it. You grab a defenseman. If you have room on the Saturday and you just want to get the 4 games, then maybe you go for a Spurgeon. That's an episode title. Brian, mark that. I never thought of that before. I guess he has to do something to be worth mentioning on the podcast. But if he does, there you go. Yeah. I think that's it. I don't know. What's Brodin doing? Every once in a while, Brodin is something. Or Middleton for peripherals. But no, Brodin's had a slow start and Middleton has as well. No reason to expect that to change, right? You've got Buyum and Spurgeon as your 2 power play guys. Mainly Buyum taking the majority of the power play time. He was great, man. I wish I drafted him. But he's long gone in any serious league. Okay, so that's Minnesota. Football is back, and so is your shot at big wins with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast. Here's the play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite quarterbacks, and unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payouts. I'm looking at the games right now for Sunday the 19th coming up. Ooh, a big slate. Let's see a couple options here. I guess you can go with Jay Mason, the running back, Jordan Mason for Minnesota. 0.5 rush plus receiving touchdowns. So basically, is he going to get one or not? Maybe. I don't know. You got to get one, right? Let's take a look at someone else. Maybe Travis Kelce. I know him. Is he going to be the first touchdown scorer? Yes or no? They have so many options here. He's probably going to, maybe not the first. That seems unlikely. I don't know. Anyways, here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN. Play just $5. Get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. In Connecticut, must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key. And that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's do another team that plays 3 off-day games. I guess we go to the Winnipeg Jets. They go Monday and then Thursday, Friday, Sunday. So Thursday's their one busy day. So this could be the kind of thing you could grab for Monday, or you do the opposite of what I said for Minnesota. Maybe you get the Minnesota Monday, Wednesday, switch to Winnipeg for the Thursday, Friday, Sunday, assuming you're fitting Thursday again. And that could be a nice use of a roster spot. Winnipeg's a tough team to stream from, though. They're kind of like studs and duds. You're obviously not getting like a Connor Scheifele, Morrissey, Velarde. Perfetti being injured means Alex Iafallo has been on the top power play, and he's actually been getting some points and even sometimes not on the power play. So 3 points now in 5 games, assists in 2 straight now after his assist today for Iafallo. Oh, but it was on the power play. Actually, both of these were on the power play. So actually, forget. Well, who cares? Get the power play points. I don't know. Who's Iafallo playing? Today at even strength, Iafallo played with Tanner Pearson, Jonathan Toews, which I believe is the second line. Wow, this team is like, for a team that's like so awesome, they are like a one-line team. They have Scheifele, Connor, Velarde on one line, and then, yeah, I think, unless you want to call Niederreiter, that's not a top 6 line. Niederreiter, Nyquist, like Nemesnikov. Yikes. Anyway, I follow on the top power play. I feel like that's pretty good. Maybe you wait till Thursday. I don't know if I'm rushing for a Monday and then waiting 3 days to get those I follow games, but if he's still around Thursday, I think that's not too bad. I guess he's not going to get bumped. Who's going to bump him? Nyquist? I mean, he's not follow, but it seems, like I said, he has power play points in each of the last 2 games. Winnipeg won today against Nashville. That was an easy one. That was an easy one to predict. There was a sit-start question of like Stamkos and some other people, and I was like, don't play Stamkos on Nashville against Winnipeg. He's obviously not going to do anything, and he didn't. That was an easy one for me. I get so many of these wrong, so I don't know why even this sticks in my mind. Okay, so that's Winnipeg. Is there anyone else I should mention? Jonathan Toews got a point, but he's really not doing anything. This guy Morgan Barron keeps producing. Did he get another point today? Finally, a nothing game from Morgan Barron. That was not sustainable. But 4th line. If you want to roll the dice on some more Morgan Barron, be my guest. Nino Niederreiter, I guess I should always give some love to. Actually, Nino's had a 1-goal, 1-assist game today. He also had a 1-goal, 1-assist game earlier in the week. He's up to 5 points in his last 3. Nino's always that's Nino's thing. He's a streamer. He's a good streamer. It's not a guarantee, but he's probably not going to give you nothing in 4 games. I think you're going to get probably 2 points in 4 games, but maybe could it be 3? I don't know. So again, maybe come Thursday if you can get Nino. Yeah, Nino or Iafallo, I think, are not too bad for you on Winnipeg. Okay, so I think that we've covered all the teams with 3 or 4. Oh, no, we haven't. We've got the Buffalo Sabres. I apologize. One more, And I think, maybe saved the best for last here because we got a fun guy to talk about on the Sabres after their shocking win today against the Cup champion Florida Panthers. 3-0 shutout win over the Panthers. The guy that is obviously going to be on everyone's mind is Josh Doan, who scored a couple goals, took 6 shots. That followed a 3-assist game for Josh Doan in the for Shot Doan, might as well, in the 8-4 win over Ottawa. So that's now 5 points in 2 games for Josh Doan. And look, he played today on a line with Alex Tuck and Ryan McLeod. But maybe more importantly, Josh Doan was on the top power play with Thompson, Zucker, Benson, Dahlin. I mean, ride it. Especially, like I said, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you could always drop on Saturday if you can't fit Josh Doan and grab someone for Saturday, Sunday, maybe a D that plays Saturday, Sunday. There's a few teams that play both of those weekend days. Yeah, Josh Doan, go for it. No guarantee, but like he's hot. He's on the top power play. This is, again, these are easy. These are gimmies. Like, I was going to say it. And if you didn't know I was going to say it, I guess good thing you're listening to this episode. So that you don't have to be. I guess not everyone's so obsessed like me and so, a lot of the patrons. So yeah, that's what this podcast is for. Josh Doan, that's your hottest streamer. If you go on Yahoo and you look at, the most added players, I'll bet you tomorrow Josh Doan is going to be, well, probably be a bunch of Sunday guys for Sunday saviors. But then for players who don't play Sunday, Josh Doan is going to be way up there after his huge game today. If you can't get Josh Doan, well, maybe even if you can get Josh Doan, but I was assuming you just can't get Zach Benson. Zach Benson's another one I would definitely look up because he's also been on the top power play and he's playing on the top line with Tage Thompson. So I really like that. And Benson, by the way, had 4 assists against Ottawa and an assist today against Florida. So sorry, Benson's first. Josh Doan is second. But in my league, I can't get Benson. I can get Josh Doan, but I have no moves left this week. Is Josh Doan going to still be around for me Monday morning? Kind of sucks I'm doing this podcast, but I feel like the tier 1 people probably know about Josh Doan's 2 goals today. I don't think it's a secret. Very unlikely. I think I'm going to be waking up Monday morning and he'll still be available. I'm sure there's someone with a move left that's going to, snipe him. That's fine. I hope it's not my opponent for next week. But to be fair, Josh Doan could do nothing. He's Josh Doan. He's not Mike Tyson. He's Josh Doan. That's a Survivor reference. A deep cut. Okay. Anyone else on Buffalo? Yeah, there's a bunch of people. The only people who are rostered over like 20% are Tuck, Dahlin, and Thompson. So everyone else is available. So you can get yourself a Benson. If you're in a shallow league, get yourself a Zucker. Zucker might actually be higher than Josh Doan also, actually. 2 goals against Ottawa, another assist today. Also on the top power play, it's Benson, Doan, Zucker, and then Tage and Dahlin. So yeah, any of those top power play guys, that's good for a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the no-brainer. And then I don't know, go for Owen Power, maybe, especially if you could, fit the Saturday also, just get the 4 games, and then you still actually have the spot open. Like at some point, Power now has points in 2 straight. He's been playing big minutes. Like he's been disappointing, at least from a fantasy perspective, since being picked first overall. But I think he's solid enough to be worth a stream when you can get 4 games by Saturday. If you can fit all 4, which you will, at least for the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'd be able to fit them on Saturday. I only have 4D. And who am I not playing on Saturday? I have Rinzel on Chicago. Chicago's the opposite, right? Thursday, Sunday only. I guess that's part of this show also. I could tell you who you might want to drop. Chicago's the only team that plays 2 times. Yikes, okay? So that's not great. I've been talking to a friend about like what to do with your Buffalo guys because it's tricky to hold someone all week that's not going to help you, especially because if Thursday you're full and your Chicago player is on your bench, then maybe you're like only getting a Sunday game. So let's take a look at Chicago quickly. Let's do the flip. Who's worth holding? I think even though he hasn't been awesome, I'm holding Rinzel. Like I'll hope that like I could fit him for the Thursday at least. So I got 2 games. I know he only has 2 points now, but I just would hate to drop Sam Rinzel, who's still like top pairing and top power play, and just have him go off and be like later in the season, I like need a D, and Rinzel's like great, and I'm just like, wow, I just gave him away for 1 week. Like my team hopefully is good enough to like have one of my D spots not playing 4 times. It's not even like you have a forward. So anyway, so I'm holding Rinzel, I'm holding Nazar, I'm holding Bedard. After that, honestly, any of the others you can question. Like Teravainen's been great, but like, do you need to hold Teravainen? I don't know. You can also like try to drop a Teravainen type and then add him later. Get like add him Thursday morning, maybe get a Monday, Wednesday person, then come back and get Teravainen for Thursday, Sunday. You might be able to pull that off because everyone in your league is probably trying to win and isn't going to like jump on a guy early that's not playing. But yeah, Teravainen, he's been getting good deployment. He's been playing with Nazar, though Buffalo, Chicago, insert random crappy team. But yeah, Chicago did switch up their lines a lot in the last game. So at one point, Teravainen's mainly been with Bertuzzi and Nazar, right? But then at one point they had Nazar playing with Bedard. I don't know. There'll be games tomorrow and we'll get like updated lines. Do we have like any practice lines for Chicago from today? Let me see. Oh, we do. Okay, so the practice lines today. Oh yeah, so it's all switched up. Bedard, Bertuzzi, Burakovsky, and then Nazar with Teravainen and Mikheyev. Yeah, Mikheyev's another guy. I guess like you don't have to hold Mikheyev, but he's been good lately. A lot of shots. He had 2 straight 2-point games before getting no points but 5 shots in that last game against Vancouver. So if Chicago had a good schedule this week, I'd be all over him. Maybe he's a good Sunday savior for you to grab tomorrow if you need an ad to win your matchup, especially now that he's playing on the Nazar and Teravainen line. But anyway, what are we talking about here? Who to drop is what I was talking about. So yeah, I think you could drop anyone that's not Bedard, Nazar, and Rinzel for me, but like I kind of like Teravainen. I like him on the top power play. Everyone else, I think you can probably let go of. So yeah, it's tough with a Rinzel or a Teravainen. It gets a little tough. I'm holding Rinzel, like I said. I've been going pretty long here, so I think maybe quality over quantity. Maybe I don't have to go through a whole bunch of other teams. Brian and I are going to have a mega show coming at you tomorrow night. I'm always excited for those. It's only our second like actual mega show of the season. I thought last week's was a blast. I hope you liked it. Definitely open to feedback. One person on Twitter told me I need to slow down. I talk too fast. I feel like you should have listened to shows like 5 years ago. I really talked fast back then. I think I've mellowed actually. So that person would not like the old me if he doesn't even like the new me. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got a lot of interesting things that I'm going to bring up. I guess some of them I brought up on this show. Like, is Josh Doan for real? What are we doing with Iafallo? Huberdeau, and I'll have more information obviously because we'll have the Huberdeau results from today. But yeah, there's also there's been some injuries. Patrick Kane looks like he's hurt. I don't know what that's going to mean for Detroit. Just give me Schaefer. I'm just going through my notes here. Schaefer just keeps getting points. Will Smith is no longer playing with Celebrini at even strength. That's a weird one. Sergachev. I want to talk about Sergachev. Be like, why does he have no points? That's so weird, right? I thought he was like kind of a sure thing to be like at least like a 40, 50 point guy. It's been a slow start. Meanwhile, like Nick Schmaltz had a hat trick. Anyways, that's a taste of the. Oh, you have the Brady Tkachuk injury and Pinto scoring a zillion goals. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. So make sure you subscribe to Keeping Karlsson wherever you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Where else? Oh, well, I use something called Pocket Casts. I think it's a good app. It's not a paid advertisement. Thanks for listening. Good luck next week. Should I give you... Okay, since I'm still blabbing here and I was... I usually try to go around like half hour or something. Maybe we can look at a Sunday savior. Let's see who is someone. I'm going to look at the people who are available for me to add in my couple division. And lucky for me, I'm actually pretty far ahead in my matchup. So I think I'm good and I'm not going to have to. Well, also I've used all my moves. So if I was going to grab a Sunday savior, who would I grab? I'll just give you a couple options to consider. So like I said, I think Ilya Mikheyev is looking really good against Anaheim, who's not so good at suppressing goals. I think that's going to be my number one Sunday savior option. And if there's more Chicago guys out there, you can go for a Bertuzzi, who's, like I said, is playing on the top line now. Go for like a Teravainen. And yeah, anyone playing on the top line or top six, I guess. If you can get top power play, that's great. But if not, then Mikheyev, I think, looks pretty good. Philip Hedl for Vancouver. I like him. He's been taking a decent number of shots, only 3 points in the 5 games, and 2 of them were 2 goals in his first game. Vancouver is kind of a mess, but they did come back to beat Chicago in that last game. They also beat Dallas the game before, so maybe Vancouver's good now. So if you can get like a Hedl, I think that could be pretty good. There's like all those Anaheim guys. Like I said, Anaheim is playing Chicago, so I know Spencer Knight has been incredible, but maybe Spencer Knight won't even play. Maybe it'll be the other guy, Soderblom. So in that case, I'd especially like an Anaheim person. Who can you get? There's like so many. There's got to be someone out there. Get a Killorn. I don't know. probably you're not getting let me see who's for me the top available Anaheim guy is Alex Killorn. You go for D if you just want to let's say you have a lead and you just don't want to lose it. Maybe you go like a safe like Radko Gudas. Gudas has been like low key pretty great. Like he only has 1 assist in 4 games, but we're looking at 3.75 couple points in each of the last 2 games just because of his 7 hits and 3 blocks. They had the identical stat lines in both games: a shot, 7 hits, 3 blocks. So anyways, I don't know how deep I need to go with the Sunday savior. My Sunday savior is Ilya Mikheyev. That's my lock it in. Backup is Philip Hedl. These are guys like 5% or less rostered. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you for the mega show tomorrow. Good luck in week 3. See ya.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Big color, bigger savings. It's Sherwin-Williams' biggest super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains October 17th through the 27th with prices starting at $29.39. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Takeback Day, October 25th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.